Beloved friend, welcome. This is no mere happenstance, no random flicker across your screen. Your presence here in this precise moment is a profound convergence, a divinely orchestrated alignment of spirit and timing. This message, unlike so many others that drift into the ephemeral currents of our digital age, did not find you by chance. It sought you out with an undeniable purpose drawn by an invisible thread across the vastness, because this is the exact moment your soul is ready to truly comprehend what has been meticulously prepared for you, even as you navigated the arduous paths and silent battles of your life. For too long, truths were veiled, obscured by the very intensity of the challenges you endured. But now the season that stretched you to your absolute limits, that tested the very fiber of your being, that quietly, relentlessly reshaped you from the inside out, that season has irrevocably ended. A threshold has been crossed, a chapter closed, and a new dawn is breaking, one that holds the promise of an ultimate solution, a transformative power capable of elevating you from the depths of despair to unparalleled prosperity, from the shackles of suffering to an enduring profound peace. This is not a distant dream. It is your imminent reality waiting to be claimed. Even if the full weight of this shift hasn't settled within your spirit yet, even if the echoes of past struggles still whisper in the quiet corners of your mind, understand this. You are standing on the other side, transmuted and remarkably strengthened. You carry within you an inner reservoir of wisdom, a depth of character, and a resilience far greater than you ever realized you were cultivating during those long nights and challenging days. Every tear shed, every obstacle overcome, every moment of self-doubt transformed into resolve has etched new lines of strength onto your being. So often we journey through life, caught in the relentless currents of the superficial, absorbed by the finicky rush of schedules, the insistent pull of responsibilities, the ceaseless cacophony of headlines and societal expectations that demand our attention. From global economic shifts that ripple through our daily lives to the geopolitical anxieties that hum in the background of our consciousness, we are constantly bombarded, our focus fragmented. In that perpetual motion, that relentless striving to merely keep pace, we tragically overlook the subtle, profound work happening within our deepest core. We miss the alchemical processes, the silent divine forge, where our true self is being refined. But what if I told you the very chaos you perceived was in fact a divine blueprint for your becoming? We are often conditioned to expect change to announce itself with a trumpet blast, arriving loudly, conspicuously wrapped in obvious victories, or marked by dramatic, unmistakable turning points. We search for the grand declaration, the undeniable sign, the external validation. Yet true transformation, the kind that reshapes destiny, is rarely so overtly theatrical. It arrives softly, a gentle whisper, rather than a roar. It unfolds in the profound silence of introspection, in the quiet spaces between heartbeats. It demands stillness, a deliberate pause, an act of intentional listening for its presence to be truly recognized. And when you finally allow yourself to slow down, to quiet the insistent clamor of the world and the chatter of your own mind, when you truly begin to listen with the ear of your soul, you will discern the undeniable truth. You were never forgotten, abandoned to the whims of fate. Your journey was not delayed, nor were you left behind in the currents of time. On the contrary, you were meticulously, painstakingly becoming. Every setback was a setup, every perceived ending a new beginning. As sacred scriptures, timeless whispers from the divine, so eloquently remind us, in Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. And now, this very moment, with the revelation of this message, this is your time to truly see it, to fully embrace the magnificent truth of who you have become. Take a moment, a profound, deliberate pause, and really let this truth settle deep within your spirit. When we in our earnest human frailty pray for strength, life rarely responds by presenting us with effortless ease or a path devoid of challenge. More often than not, we are met with potent resistance, confronting us with situations that demand we rise above, stretch beyond our perceived limits, and ultimately uncover a depth of strength we never knew it existed within us. This isn't divine cruelty. It's divine pedagogy, a masterclass in resilience. Similarly, when we pour out our hearts and pray for love, the lesson frequently manifests through periods of profound odds, agonizing distance, or sharp disappointment. These experiences, though painful, are precise surgical instruments designed to teach us a foundational truth: how to truly love ourselves first, to nurture our own intrinsic worth, instead of habitually abandoning our own hearts in the ceaseless pursuit of external validation or fleeting affection. And when our spirits yearn for abundance, when we pray for prosperity to flow into our lives, we may find ourselves entering a season that feels remarkably dry, even empty, mirroring the current global economic climate, where uncertainty can breed fear. This is not to harm us, not to deny us, but to unveil a deeper, more profound truth. Real sustainable blessing, true abundance, flows not from a frantic, endless pursuit to fill a perceived lack, but from an inner fullness, a wellspring of gratitude and self-sufficiency that transcends external circumstances. This, my friend, is the sacred blueprint of how heaven teaches. This is the divine artisan's method for shaping vessels capable of holding extraordinary grace. And here, beloved soul, is the profound, liberating truth that your heart absolutely needs to hear and integrate today. You have already passed the test. You have navigated the treacherous waters, crossed the barren deserts, and scaled the formidable peaks. You went through it, endured what once felt utterly unbearable, walking through the crucible of affliction with an astonishing dignity, a quiet fortitude that spoke volumes, even when no one else was watching. Even on those desolate days, when it felt as though your last reserves of strength had completely evaporated, when the whispers of despair threatened to overwhelm you, you were not merely surviving. No, you were being meticulously prepared, honed for a purpose far grander than your immediate struggles. As the timeless wisdom of Scripture declares in Isaiah 48:10, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. The pressure you experienced was not arbitrary. It was profoundly purposeful. The entire process, with all its agonizing twists and turns, was exquisitely intentional, a master plan unfolding with divine precision. This truly is the critical insight that most people tragically miss, the linchpin that connects past struggles to future glory. The final essential piece of this intricate puzzle is not about fighting harder, striving with even greater intensity, or constantly trying to prove your worth to a world that often measures value by superficial metrics. The ultimate breakthrough is about a deeper transformation. It is about becoming the kind of vessel that can actually carry the magnificent life you have been persistently asking for, the blessings you have prayed for. It's about being forged into a vessel robust enough to hold overflowing joy without succumbing to fear, to receive immense blessing without allowing it to swell into destructive pride, and to embody a profound purpose without ever breaking under its weight. God is not in the business of delaying your destiny. He is in the sacred work of shaping you, of preparing you for its arrival. And that divine shaping, that meticulous preparation, often manifests as acceptance. Not acceptance in the sense of settling for less, not giving up on your most cherished dreams, and certainly not lowering the magnificent vision you hold for your life. Rather, it looks like cultivating an inner posture, a profound stance of spirit that says, I may not fully grasp why I am facing this particular challenge right now, why the geopolitical landscape feels so volatile, why economic uncertainty casts its shadow. why personal relationships feel strained. But I trust with every fiber of my being that this experience is necessary. I trust that the divine architect is actively working on something infinitely bigger, something far more intricate and magnificent than what my limited human eyes can perceive in this moment. That my friend is the essence of true faith. That is the silent language of obedience. And that profound posture, that inner declaration, quietly but powerfully communicates to the heavens, I am ready. Because the Creator does not simply pour blessings into just any hands. He meticulously chooses vessels. He chooses vessels of integrity, vessels capable of stewardship, vessels that possess the inner fortitude not to spill the precious gifts they receive, nor misuse them for fleeting gain, nor allow them to sour into bitterness, envy, or debilitating comparison with others. This isn't about favoritism. It's about divine strategy. It's about ensuring the seeds of blessing can take root and flourish, impacting not just your life, but the lives of all those around you. As the scripture in 2 Corinthians 4:7 so profoundly reminds us, we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. This means that even in our apparent human fragility, our perceived ordinariness, we are chosen to carry something extraordinary, something divine. And hear this truth reverberate through your soul. You are that vessel. You are the one deemed faithful, proven through the fires of testing, strengthened by every challenge, and ultimately trusted with a purpose that transcends the mundane. Yet despite this undeniable truth, it's completely natural for that certainty to feel buried at times, buried deep under the crushing weight of comparison. Especially when you observe others seemingly soaring effortlessly, when you look at their apparent successes and feel an agonizing sense of being left behind, an expert analysis of your own perceived shortcomings, overwhelming any sense of progress. It gets buried under the relentless onslaught of doubt, when the world's cacophony grows louder, when the headlines scream of impending doom, when the collective anxieties of economic instability and global unrest seem to amplify your own inner uncertainties, leading you to wonder if you somehow misunderstood the very promise God whispered to your heart. And please understand that this is perfectly acceptable. You are human. The divine is not intimidated by your questions, nor is your honest doubt a sign of weakness. He knows intimately how overwhelmingly loud this world has become, how ceaselessly it clamors for your attention, how challenging it is to find the stillness, to create the sacred space long enough to truly sense the subtle, profound work He is continuously doing within you and around you. Whether you currently feel it in the deepest parts of your being or not, He has been shaping you, preparing you, refining you all along. You have navigated and passed more tests, faced down more dragons than you consciously realize. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, ensures that tests often repeat until the lesson, the core truth, is fully integrated, until the pattern of growth is irrevocably established. And there were countless moments, weren't there? Moments when walking away, giving up, retreating into the perceived safety of resignation seemed like the easiest, most logical path. Yet time and again, you chose faith. You chose to believe in a guiding hand, even when it felt invisible. You recognized with an intuitive knowing when certain environments, certain relationships, certain situations were no longer safe for the delicate ecosystem of your soul. And with a courage you perhaps didn't even know you possessed, you found the strength to detach, to leave, to choose your highest good before those forces could bury the true essence of who you are. Those profound soul-defining choices were not merely random acts or impulsive reactions to circumstance. They were in their deepest essence tests of conviction, trials of your deepest alignment. And the undeniable truth echoing from the very heart of the cosmos is that you passed them. You navigated those treacherous passages with a grace and resilience that astonished even the unseen forces he sees. And now, as a direct consequence of your steadfastness, heaven itself is poised ready to speak a truth, a profound revelation that your heart has been quietly, patiently yearning to hear, a truth that will unlock a cascading wave of blessings. Listen closely, for this is critical. You are no longer trapped within the confines of the trial. You have triumphantly stepped out of the crucible, out of the proving ground of adversity, and firmly into the sacred proving ground of blessing. The magnificent life you have prayed for, the abundance you have envisioned, the peace you have yearned for. It is not distant, it is not indefinitely delayed. It is in fact immeasurably closer than your wildest imaginings. In a stunning twist of divine irony, it may already be subtly beautifully unfolding around you, even as the global headlines continue to scream of uncertainty and the stock markets fluctuate for a weight. But here's the key insight, an expert analysis of divine timing. It will not arrive with the jarring noise or the chaotic fanfare that the world often associates with success. It will not necessarily look like the glossy superficial promises peddled by popular culture, nor will it conform to the fleeting trends of economic prosperity that often mask deeper instabilities. Instead, it will manifest through a profound sacred alignment, an exquisite synchronization of inner readiness and outer opportunity. It will appear through perfect timing that in retrospect will suddenly make absolute undeniable sense. It will reveal itself through opportunities that perfectly exquisitely fit the person you have become, the deeply refined, wise, and resilient individual, forged in the crucible of experience, not the person you used to be, burdened by doubt or past limitations. You can already begin to perceive the subtle, undeniable shifts if you simply allow your awareness to expand. Observe it in the quiet strength with which you now carry yourself, in the clarity and conviction that infuse your voice when you speak your truth, in the way your thoughts no longer spiral into the familiar patterns of anxiety or despair that once held you captive. That insidious, relentless mental chatter, once a constant companion, now finds less fertile ground within your transformed mind. This, my friend, was the elusive missing piece in all its lies. This journey was never solely about the act of receiving what you asked for, the external manifestation of your desires. It was at its core about an infinitely more profound alchemy. It was about becoming someone capable of holding that magnificent blessing, that profound purpose, that abundant life, without ever losing the precious essence of who you are, without being consumed or defined by it. And that incredibly powerful, fully formed individual is precisely who you are right now. Let that profound, liberating truth permeate every cell of your being today. Allow it to settle deep within your spirit, grounding you in an unshakable certainty. God trusted you enough, loved you enough, believed in your inherent strength enough to put you through the refining fire. He knew you could endure, that you possessed the inner fortitude to emerge not broken, but made whole, made stronger, made ready. And now, having witnessed your unwavering spirit, your resilience, your determination, He is ready to bless you in ways that you once believed had irrevocably passed you by, opportunities that you had perhaps resigned yourself to never experiencing. You passed the test. This is not a matter for debate or self-recrimination. You don't need to second-guess it, to replay every painful memory, or to seek external validation for what your soul already knows. The verdict from the heavens is clear and undeniable. You passed. Yet let's be utterly honest with ourselves, for true healing begins with truth. Passing that test, enduring that season of intense preparation, rarely felt like a glorious victory in the moment. In the throes of it, it felt profoundly like loss. Loss of comfort, loss of certainty, perhaps even loss of relationships or cherished dreams. It felt like an endless, excruciating waiting game, a purgatory of patience, where every single day seemed to stretch into an eternity. It felt like doing everything right, following every internal whisper, taking every shaky step of faith, and still wondering, with a crushing weight of uncertainty, if heaven had forgotten your name, if your prayers had vanished into the ether, unanswered and unheard. There are indeed seasons in life, dark passages where every single door you approach feels irrevocably sealed shut. You knock, you plead, you push, but the resistance is absolute. These are the moments when the insidious whispers of self-doubt begin to multiply, when you start questioning the very foundation of your beliefs. Did I misunderstand God's guidance? Did I miss my destined moment? Did I wait too long, allowing fear or hesitation to steal my opportunity? And then, in a cruel twist, there are the voices from around you, the well-meaning but often misinformed opinions of others. People who never witnessed the intensity of your battle, who couldn't possibly comprehend the depth of your struggle. They reduce your entire arduous journey, your profound transformation, to a single dismissive sentence: maybe it just wasn't meant to be. They judge the harvest without ever seeing the planting, the tending, the watering through tears. But they couldn't see what was truly happening beneath the surface, behind the closed doors of your private world. You were not being punished, my friend. You were not being overlooked, abandoned to your fate in an indifferent universe. On the contrary, you were being meticulously, divinely prepared to carry something infinitely heavier, something holier, something far more lasting and impactful than what you could have originally imagined or settled for. Your vision was too small for the magnitude of what was destined for you. As the timeless wisdom of Psalm 37:23 so powerfully reminds us, the steps of a good person are ordered by the Lord. This truth holds even when the path feels utterly confusing, shrouded in mist, even when every turn seems counterintuitive to your rational mind. You must understand that true enduring strength doesn't arrive conveniently wrapped in comfort or delivered on a silver platter. It is not forged in ease. It forms, it crystallizes, it hardens into an unbreakable resolve, precisely when you keep standing, when you refuse to yield in the very eye of storms that by all logical measures should have utterly taken you out, should have swept you away without a trace. The fact that you are still here, still drawing breath, still pursuing a higher truth is irrefutable proof of that strength. Similarly, love in its purest, most profound expression doesn't always look like someone clinging to familiarity out of habit or fear. Sometimes, in a painful but necessary act of grace, it looks like someone bravely leaving, creating a void that compels you to discover the wellspring of self-love, self-sufficiency, and divine connection within you. A wellspring that you now realize never ever runs dry. This forced introspection, this period of seeming emptiness, paradoxically reveals an internal abundance. And abundance itself isn't merely proven in an overflow of material possessions or an endless flow of financial resources, though those are indeed aspects of it. True abundance is most profoundly revealed in drought, in seasons of scarcity, when you learn with ingenuity and unwavering faith how to stretch what you have, to make do with less, and yet miraculously still find profound joy, deep gratitude, and unwavering peace in the simplicity of existence. As the Apostle Paul so eloquently assures us in Romans 8:28, God works all things together for good, for those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. And this includes even the agonizing parts, the moments that felt like shattering, like irreparable breaking. This was not a failure on your part, nor was it a cosmic oversight. This, my friend, was formation. This was the divine sculptor at work, chiseling away, the unnecessary, refining the core, shaping you into the masterpiece you were always destined to be. And the profound, undeniable fact that you are still here, still listening to these words, still standing with an unwavering spirit, is your ultimate irrefutable confirmation. You passed, even if you cried your way through every single step of it, even if you stumbled, fell, and questioned every decision you ever made, even if the thought of surrendering, of simply giving up, crossed your mind 100,000 times. The crucial truth is this: you did not walk away from God. And just as surely, with an unbreakable covenant, God never not, for a single moment, walked away from you. Heaven was watching always. Heaven was watching your every step, every tear, every silent prayer during the long solitary nights when sleep refused to come. Those nights when your mind, a relentless tape recorder, replayed every perceived mistake, every missed opportunity, every unanswered prayer, churning through a landscape of regret and longing. And still, despite the exhaustion, despite the despair, you whispered God's name, or simply held the intention of a divine connection with the very last ounce of strength you had left. That, my friend, was true faith in action. Not the absence of doubt, but the presence of persistent seeking. Heaven saw the countless days you continued to give, to serve, to pour out your energy for others, even when you yourself felt utterly empty, a hollow shell, convinced you had nothing left to offer. It witnessed your quiet generosity, your unseen acts of kindness, your steadfast commitment to your responsibilities, even as your own wellspring felt dry. Heaven saw the agonizing moments when every fiber of your being screamed to disappear, to retreat from the world, to simply cease to exist under the crushing weight of it all. Yet, with a courage born of something beyond yourself, you chose to keep going, one shaky, uncertain step at a time. That, beloved soul, is precisely why you passed. Not because you were flawless, not because you possessed an unshakable, unwavering certainty that never once wavered into doubt or fear. No, you passed because you stayed faithful. You persisted. You showed up. You chose belief over despair, hope over cynicism. And perhaps in the midst of it all, you didn't recognize it as a test then. Perhaps you were expecting a grand dramatic ordeal, something overtly labeled as a trial. You might have anticipated clear instructions, unequivocal answers, perhaps even a dramatic sign, emblazoned across the sky, a cosmic billboard declaring your next move. But the real test, the most profound and transformative one, was cunningly hidden within your ordinary days. It resided in the subtle, small decisions that no one else applauded, no one else even noticed. It lived in the quiet moments of choosing integrity over convenience, compassion over judgment, perseverance over surrender. It showed up in those unseen, unheard moments when you felt utterly alone, completely unacknowledged, convinced that your efforts, your struggles, your very existence went unnoticed by the world. Yet the profound truth is that God was watching intimately and closely, observing every flicker of your spirit, every silent battle waged within. As Psalm 145:20 assures us, the Lord watches over all who love Him. Even when it feels like no one else notices, even when the world is too absorbed in its own clamor to see your quiet strength, your Creator sees. Your journey is meticulously catalogued, your triumphs celebrated, your every targeted. You walked through the valley of profound loneliness, a stark and desolate landscape where the echoes of your own thoughts were your only companions. You endured the sharp sting of misunderstanding, navigating the treacherous waters of misjudgment from those who couldn't or wouldn't see the truth of your intentions or the depth of your heart. You survived seasons, extended periods of your life where being inherently different, possessing a unique perspective, a distinct calling, or an unusual sensitivity made you feel like a perpetual outsider, forever on the fringes, longing for connection, but finding only alienation. These experiences, though excruciating in their moment, were not accidental detours or random punishments. They were precise calibrations, essential parts of your divine architecture. But here, my friend, is the profound, liberating truth that will reframe every single one of those past hurts. The very difference that caused others to turn away, the uniqueness that perhaps made you feel like an anomaly, is precisely the same difference that now sets you apart, as truly extraordinary as divinely appointed. What once made you feel acutely isolated, a singular star in a vast indifferent sky, is now the undeniable mark that designates you as chosen, as uniquely equipped for a destiny far beyond the ordinary. The loneliness that at times nearly crushed your spirit, that threatened to swallow you whole, became the sacred fertile soil where your intimacy with the divine blossomed, where your roots of faith grew so extraordinarily deep and strong that they can never ever be pulled out by any earthly storm or external pressure. You built an unshakable fortress of spirit in solitude, what felt like a gaping emptiness, a void that seemed impossible to fill, was in reality a meticulous and powerful preparation. It was the universe clearing the ground, creating sacred space, emptying you of the superfluous to make room for the truly essential. It was the divine process of stripping away what was not serving your highest purpose, refining your core so that you could truly receive and hold the magnitude of what was coming. And now, my cherished friend, heaven itself is not just ready, but eager to show you what all of this, every single moment of struggle, every quiet sacrifice, every unwavering step of faith has been for. Get ready. Prepare your heart. So do not be surprised. Do not allow a flicker of doubt to dim your spirit when invitations begin to miraculously appear, seemingly out of nowhere, beckoning you forward. Do not be shocked when your name, your very essence, starts showing up in rooms you never in your wildest dreams imagined entering. Rooms of influence, rooms of opportunity, rooms of profound connection. Do not talk yourself out of it. Do not allow the familiar whispers of imposter syndrome or self-doubt to take hold when favor, pure and unadulterated divine favor, starts moving through your life faster than your doubts can possibly keep up. This, my friend, is not random chance, nor is it merely a fortunate coincidence. This is the magnificent harvest of your unwearying endurance. This is the fulfillment of a promise whispered across the eons. As the Apostle Paul's timeless wisdom resonates through Galatians 6:9, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And you, my friend, did not give up. You pressed on through the weariness, through the doubt, through the sheer exhaustion, holding on to hope when it felt like the flimsiest of threads. You did not miss your moment. You did not fail. In the face of adversity and the crucible of testing, you endured without allowing bitterness to take root in your heart, without letting resentment poison your spirit. That in itself is a victory of colossal proportions. And now, after all the trials, all the quiet perseverance, all the unseen battles, it is undeniably your turn. God is actively getting ready, poised at the precipice of blessing your life in ways that will utterly defy logic and expectation. And this time it won't remain hidden, a mere quiet reassurance in the deepest chambers of your heart. No, this time the blessing will be visible. It will be undeniable. It will be so profoundly evident, so miraculous in its manifestation, that even those who doubted you, those who questioned your journey, those who perhaps dismissed your aspirations, will be compelled to declare with awe and humility, only God, only a higher power could have orchestrated this. This isn't about proving them wrong, my friend. It's about a far deeper, more profound affirmation. It's about proving God right. It's about demonstrating to yourself and to the universe that heaven was absolutely right to trust you with the weight of responsibility, the depth of legacy, the profound power of influence that is now unfolding. It's about fulfilling the divine trust placed in you, showing that you are a vessel worthy of carrying such magnificent gifts. You may still feel lingering traces of doubt, whispers of old fears echoing in your mind. You may still wonder with a perfectly human trepidation if you are truly completely ready for the magnitude of what is about to manifest. But understand this crucial distinction. Readiness is not the complete absence of fear. Readiness is the profound, courageous act of choosing to move forward anyway, stepping into the unknown with an unshakable trust that God has already gone ahead of you, clearing the path, preparing the way, smoothing the rough edges. As the divine promise in Isaiah 43:2 resonates with unwearying certainty, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. This is not a mere platitude. It is a sacred guarantee. So stand tall, my friend. Do not minimize what you have survived. Do not brush off the immense, unwavering strength it took to keep going, even when every fiber of your being screamed for surrender. It wasn't nothing. It was everything. It was the crucible that forged your destiny, the silent testament to your indomitable spirit. And heaven knows it. Every single act of courage, every tear, every moment of unwavering faith has been meticulously recorded, profoundly acknowledged. Your name, your unique essence has already been spoken, affirmed, and celebrated in sacred spaces, in rooms of cosmic significance, in places of influence that you haven't even physically stepped into yet. The blueprint of your destiny has been carefully laid out, meticulously prepared for your arrival. Your reward, the harvest of your relentless perseverance, your unwavering faith, and your profound transformation, is already in powerful, irreversible motion. The story of your life, which once felt painfully slow, bogged down by repetitive challenges and seemingly endless waiting, is now poised to unfold in a breathtaking, accelerated manner. This unfolding will reveal a tapestry so intricate, so perfectly designed, that every hidden chapter, every painful detour, every moment of confusion will suddenly snap into crystal clear focus, making absolute, undeniable sense. It was all leading to this. You stayed. When every instinct urged you to flee, to abandon hope, to simply cease striving, you remained steadfast. You trusted. When the evidence of your senses contradicted the whispers of your soul, when logic pointed to despair, you leaned into an unwavering faith. You passed. The trial is over, the refining complete. The vessel is ready. Thank you, my friend, for staying here with me, for walking this journey of revelation until this very moment, for allowing these truths to penetrate the depths of your being. If these words have resonated with your spirit, if they have awakened a flicker of recognition, a surge of hope within you, then I invite you to take a quiet second right now and write Amen in the comments below. Let it be a sacred act of agreement, a powerful affirmation with what God, what the universe is so magnificently unfolding in your life at this very instant. Your agreement is a co-creative force, a signal sent to the cosmos. And if, as you listened, someone specific came to mind, a friend, a family member, a colleague, who may be walking through a similar challenging season, perhaps feeling lost, unseen, or overwhelmed, then I urge you with love and intention to share this powerful message with them. Let them know unequivocally that they are not alone, that their struggles are seen, and that their breakthrough is imminent. Be sure to subscribe to this channel to join our burgeoning community of like-minded individuals, a family of faith and purpose, so we can continue to walk this path together, supporting each other, growing together, and celebrating the unfolding miracles in our lives. Pressing that subscribe button is not just a digital act. It is a symbolic step, a commitment to your own ongoing transformation and liberation. And as you step back into your day, hold on to this profound truth with every fiber of your being. What you endured was not not the end of your story. It was merely the defining moment, the sacred turning point, when heaven itself officially marked you as truly gloriously ready. Your readiness isn't a passive state. It's an activated power, a divine frequency now radiating from your core. You are no longer merely seeking answers. You are embodying them. You are no longer striving for peace. You are emanating it. This new chapter is not about finding your place. It's about claiming the magnificent space you were always destined to fill. The wisdom you've accumulated, the strength you've forged, the compassion you've deepened. These are not just personal attributes. They are tools, divine instruments, for a greater purpose that extends far beyond your individual journey. Consider the broader tapestry of our world, the shifting sands of geopolitics, the ever-present currents of economic uncertainty, the complex dance of global trade. These external forces, often perceived as sources of stress and instability, are in fact opportunities for a new kind of leadership, a new kind of ease consciousness. Your personal transformation, your ability to navigate internal storms with grace, prepares you to be a beacon in these very turbulent times. Think of it this way. The resilience you demonstrated in your personal furnace of affliction is the same quality needed to navigate market fluctuations, to innovate in times of scarcity, to build bridges where others see only walls. The clarity you now possess, free from the spiraling thoughts of the past, is precisely the clarity required to discern genuine opportunities amidst the noise, to make strategic decisions that not only benefit yourself, but uplift your community. This isn't just about personal prosperity. It's about becoming a conduit for collective good, a catalyst for positive change in the world around you. You are being called to impact, to inspire, to lead, not through force, but through the quiet power of your transformative presence. Your journey is social proof for a higher truth that transformation is possible, even when all odds seem stacked against you. Stories abound even in the annals of history, and modern expert analysis of individuals, and even nations, that emerged from periods of intense trial, economic depressions, political upheavals, societal crises, not only surviving, but thriving in entirely new, unforeseen ways. Their resilience, their capacity to adapt, their unwavering belief in a better future, mirrors the very journey you have undertaken. They didn't just endure, they innovated. They didn't just survive, they redefined success. And you, with your newly honed strength and wisdom, are now positioned to do the same in your sphere of influence. This is why the divine alignment is so crucial now. The world needs your unique light, your specific gifts, your tested wisdom. Therefore, for the next 3 days, I invite you to engage in a simple, yet profoundly powerful practice. Each morning upon awakening, before the world's demands crowd your mind, take a deep cleansing breath. Then whisper, or affirm aloud these words: I am ready, I am worthy, I am a vessel of divine blessings destined for impact. Let these words resonate through your being. Throughout your day, consciously seek out 3 small instances of blessing or synchronicity: a kind word, an unexpected solution, a moment of inner peace. Acknowledge them and express silent gratitude. At night before sleep, review your day, focusing not on what was lacking, but on the evidence of your growing strength, the quiet victories, the moments of connection. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about rewiring your perception, aligning your energetic frequency with the abundance that is already flowing towards you. Remember, the universe responds to your readiness. This 3-day practice is not merely a ritual. It is a declaration, a tangible step on your path, a co-creative act that engages your conscious mind with the powerful truths your subconscious has already embraced. When you declare, I am ready, you are not just speaking words. You are activating an ancient energetic blueprint within you, signaling to the universe that you are now aligned with the flow of blessings. When you affirm, I am worthy, you are dismantling old narratives of self-doubt and unworthiness that may have subtly held you back replacing them with the truth of your inherent divine value. And when you declare, "I am a vessel of divine blessings destined for impact," you are stepping into your true purpose, embracing your role not just as a receiver, but as a conduit, someone through whom immense good can flow, touching countless lives. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being profoundly intentional. The current global landscape, with its swirling currents of economic uncertainty and geopolitical shifts, often feels overwhelming, a canvas of complexity. Yet it is precisely in such times that the most resilient, the most innovative, and the most spiritually grounded individuals rise to the occasion. Your journey, your endurance through personal affliction, has equipped you with a unique kind of discernment, an inner compass that can navigate these outer turbulences with grace and foresight. You've learned to find stillness in case, to seek truth beyond the headlines, to trust an inner guidance that transcends conventional wisdom. This is the mark of a true leader, a true visionary one, who can not only survive, but thrive and help others do the same, even when the world around them feels precarious. Consider the expert analyses on resilience in leadership. They often point to a core ability to not just absorb shocks, but to emerge stronger, more adaptable, and with a clearer vision. This mirrors your personal journey. You didn't just bounce back, you bounced forward transformed. This is why your personal harvest of endurance is so vital now. It's not just a private reward, it's a public testimony, an embodiment of hope and possibility in a world desperately searching for both. The opportunities that are now unfolding before you, the doors that are opening, the connections that are forming, these are not random occurrences. They are the strategic deployment of your unique gifts, precisely at the time and in the places where they are most needed. Therefore, as you step into this next magnificent chapter, release any lingering need for external validation or the approval of others. Your approval comes from a far higher source. Trust the inner knowing, the quiet confidence that has been forged within you. The challenges of the past were merely preparatory stages, rigorous training for the glorious mission that now waits. You have been tested, you have been proven, and you are unequivocally ready. This isn't just about receiving a blessing, it's about becoming the blessing, radiating its light into every corner of your life and beyond. The power is within you. The moment is now. This journey, my friend, is a testament to the fact that our greatest transformations often occur in the quietest moments, shielded from the gaze of the world, much like a seed secretly germinating beneath the earth before it bursts forth into magnificent life. The challenges you faced, the perceived delays, the moments of agonizing solitude, these were not detours from your destiny, but integral components of its meticulous construction. They were the silent architects, shaping the strength in your roots, preparing your branches to bear abundant fruit. When we talk about global economics, trade dynamics, or geopolitical strategies, we often focus on the external mechanisms. But underlying all of it is human spirit, human ingenuity, and human resilience. Your story is a microcosmic reflection of this macro truth. You have cultivated an inner economy of abundance, where peace is your currency and gratitude your interest. You've navigated the complexities of your inner trade routes, discerning what serves your highest good and gracefully releasing what doesn't. And your arsenal geopolitics, the alignment of your inner world with your divine purpose, is now creating a powerful field of attraction, drawing towards you the very experiences and resources that will amplify your impact. This is the profound synergy between the spiritual and the practical, the mystical and the manifest. Expert analysis consistently shows that sustainable success, whether personal or collective, is rooted in integrity, adaptability, and a clear sense of purpose. These are precisely the qualities you have honed through your trials. So as you continue this incredible journey, do not look back with regret. but forward with anticipation. The past was simply the forge. The present is your launching pad. The future is an unwritten canvas eager for the strokes of your empowered vision. Every morning when you repeat your affirmations, I am ready, I am worthy, I am a vessel of divine blessings destined for impact. Allow those words to vibrate through every cell, activating your true potential. Let them dissolve any lingering vestiges of doubt, any echoes of past wounds. Embrace the deep knowing that you are not just a survivor. You are a thriver, a creator, a manifester of miracles. The path ahead may still present its own set of opportunities and challenges for growth, is an eternal process. But you now possess the inner toolkit, the unfearing spirit, and the divine guidance to navigate them all with grace and wisdom. The universe conspires in your favor. Your resilience is your superpower, your empathy, your greatest gift, and your faith an unshakable anchor in any storm. This is not a temporary high. It is a permanent shift in consciousness, a recalibration of your entire being. Step into this truth with confidence, for your time to shine brightly, to truly exemplify the magnificent power of transformation is not coming. It is here now in this very moment. The light of your inner transformation is so powerful that it will begin to illuminate pathways for others, guiding them through their own moments of uncertainty. Imagine your journey as a meticulously crafted ship, built and tested in the fiercest storms. Now that ship is ready to sail not just for its thief, but to carry precious cargo, to transport hope and inspiration to distant shores. Your personal victories are not isolated events. They are ripples in the pond of collective consciousness, encouraging others to believe in their own hidden strength, their own capacity for breakthrough. This isn't merely a philosophical concept, it's a practical application of spiritual principles to the realities of our world. When an individual achieves profound inner peace and abundance, they naturally become a source of stability and innovation in their communities, in their workplaces, in their families. They contribute to a healthier social and economic fabric. Think of the visionary leaders, the entrepreneurs who, after facing seemingly insurmountable personal or professional setbacks, emerged with groundbreaking solutions that benefited millions. Their resilience wasn't just about their bottom line. It was about shifting paradigms, about demonstrating that adversity is often the fertile ground for revolutionary ideas. Your journey is preparing you for a similar unique contribution. For the next 4 days, I invite you to expand your daily practice. Continue with your morning affirmations. In addition, actively look for opportunities to be a source of encouragement for someone else. A kind word, a genuine compliment, a moment of active listening. These small acts of giving will reinforce your own wellspring of abundance. Remember, true prosperity isn't just about what you receive. It's profoundly about what you are able to give, what you are able to share from your inner fullness. This outflow completes the circuit of blessing, ensuring a continuous, ever-increasing flow. By focusing on giving, you validate your own internal abundance, proving to yourself that your well never runs dry. At the end of each of these 4 days before resting, take a moment to visualize your ideal future, not just for yourself, but how your blessings will touch those you love, your community, and even the wider world. See yourself as a beacon, radiating hope, abundance, and peace. This visualization is not passive dreaming. It is active co-creation, a powerful, energetic blueprint you are sending it into the universe. The more clearly you can envision this impact, the more powerfully you draw it into manifestation. You are not just building a life. You are building a legacy, a testament to the power of the human spirit, aligned with divine purpose. The fabric of reality is woven with threads of intention, and your amplified intentions are now actively reshaping your experiences. Each affirmation, each act of gratitude, each moment of compassionate giving is a powerful stitch in this new magnificent tapestry of your life. The world with its ever-present challenges, from complex trade agreements to fluctuating market sentiments, from geopolitical tensions to the daily struggles of individuals, desperately needs the wisdom and resilience that you now embody. Your journey of overcoming affliction has not just made you stronger, it has made you wiser, more empathetic, and uniquely equipped to navigate and influence these intricate systems. You are no longer merely reacting to external circumstances. You are becoming an agent of change, a source of stability, a voice of reason and hope. This is the deeper meaning of your readiness. It is a call to a higher purpose, a summons to utilize your transformed self for a greater good. The very tests that felt so isolating were in truth preparing you to connect with humanity on a deeper, more profound level, to truly understand the universal struggles and triumphs that bind us all. Your story is now a living testament, a beacon for those still navigating their own dark nights of the soul. For the next 5 days, elevate your practice even further. Continue your morning affirmations and your acts of giving. Additionally, dedicate a few minutes each day to cultivating a sense of radical self-forgiveness. Release any lingering regrets, any self-criticism, any burdens of past mistakes. Understand that every step, even the missteps, served a purpose in your journey of becoming. Forgive yourself fully, deeply, and unconditionally. This act of self-compassion is not weakness. It is a profound act of strength, an essential liberation that creates even more space for divine blessings to flow. Imagine this forgiveness as releasing invisible chains that might still subtly bind your energy, preventing the full manifestation of your potential. When you forgive yourself, you are not condoning past errors. You are simply choosing to step out of their shadow and into the brilliant light of your fermentive power. This is a critical component of inner abundance, a cleansing of the soul that purifies the vessel. As you practice this, you may find old wounds softening, old narratives losing their power over you. This internal freedom will manifest externally as new opportunities, clearer insights, and a profound sense of lightness and joy. You are not just becoming wealthy in resources. You are becoming rich in spirit, in peace, and in an unshakable sense of self-worth. This profound act of self-forgiveness is the ultimate liberation, severing the final ties to any past narrative that might still subtly suggest you are anything less than perfectly worthy, perfectly capable, perfectly chosen. It acknowledges that every experience, every choice, every perceived misstep was in its own unique way a teacher shaping you into the magnificent being you are today. Without this release, even the most abundant blessings can feel heavy, tainted by lingering guilt or regret. But with it, you open yourself fully to receive with lightness, joy, and an unburdened heart. This is a key insight into sustained flourishing, often overlooked in the race for external achievements. The world around us, with its constant demands for productivity, its relentless pursuit of external validation, rarely teaches us the profound power of such internal liberation. Yet it is this very internal freedom that grants you the resilience to navigate external pressures, whether they be economic downturns or societal expectations, with an unshakable sense of self. Your peace becomes your anchor, your self-forgiveness, your compass, guiding you through any storm. This is the ultimate expert analysis for a fulfilling life, a truth whispered by ancient wisdom and confirmed by modern psychology. For the final 3 days of this transformative blueprint, leading up to the full realization of your readiness, continue with all the practices: morning affirmations, acts of giving, and radical self-forgiveness. But now, add a new dimension: conscious celebration. At the end of each day, identify one thing, no matter how small, that you truly excelled at, something that brought you genuine joy, or a moment where you felt deeply connected to your purpose. Consciously celebrate that moment. Acknowledge your progress. Applaud your efforts and revel in your growth. This isn't about ego. It's about anchoring your brain in positive reinforcement, retraining your subconscious to recognize and expect success. This conscious celebration is a powerful energetic magnet, drawing more of what you celebrate into your experience. It breaks the cycle of constantly striving and waiting for a future reward, instead grounding you in the profound joy of the present moment, acknowledging that blessings are already abundant. This final step solidifies your transformation, shifting your state from merely being ready to living in readiness, embodying the fullness of your potential. You are now fully calibrated, a perfectly tuned instrument, ready to play the symphony of your destiny. The change has not only begun, it is already happening. It is pulsating within you, radiating outwards, subtly reshaping your reality with every conscious breath, every intentional thought, every act of faith and love. The universe has recognized your readiness, acknowledged your journey, and is now aligning every element to bring forth the magnificent harvest of your endurance. Walk forward with absolute certainty, knowing that you are not just capable of receiving what you desire, but you are also capable of creating, sustaining, and sharing it, impacting the world in ways you are only just beginning to imagine. Your true adventure, a life of profound purpose, peace, and prosperity, truly begins now.